Hello, you discount love bullets. Jim Sterling here, and this is Enter the Gungeon, which, to me, sounds like a bit of a gross name. Sorry, I forgot that I did that. Just walked into a hole to start with. Brilliant start. Anyway, this is Enter the Gungeon, which sounds... I get it, you know, it's dungeon and guns, because this game is all about guns. But gunge just sounds slimy and gross. Enter the Gungeon sounds like someone saying, please put it in my sloppy, wet, turgid hole. But that's just my reading of things. Name aside, this game is fucking fantastic, I'll tell you that much. This is stuff I've been playing. I've been playing this on the PS4 at the moment. That's the code I've been using to review it for thejimquisition.com. Have a review up sometime next week. I've been playing through it, and I love it, which shouldn't surprise people if if you're aware of my likes and my interests. You'll know I'm a big fan of The Binding of Isaac, so that's good. You know that I enjoy Nuclear Throne as well. And this game has elements of both, and sort of has that whole, roguelite, if you want to use that term, flavour to it. Lots of randomised dungeons, permadeath, things to unlock, tons of guns, tons of enemies, tons of cool stuff, lots of cool bosses. Really fun game, fantastic soundtrack, really nice visual style, adorable. Most of the enemies are cute little bullets with cute little faces. Bullets that have guns that shoot bullets from their guns. I'm quite taken with it. I'm sure you can tell. I mean, hell, you can just look at how long this video, you can look at the timestamps on the video, and you see that I've caught quite a bit of footage there. And I'm going to try and come up with some clever way of talking throughout all of it without being boring and annoying, which is going to be impossible because I am boring and annoying, but that's fine, because Enter the Gungeon's being played right now. You can see it. So, as you can see, as you may have spotted, you can kick things. There are those explodey barrels. It's pretty dangerous. Sometimes I've had the barrels blow up in my face when I've tried to be clever and kick a barrel into an enemy, because they'll shoot the barrels. They got no problem doing that. You can kick over tables to create cover, which is really cool, like I just did there. The cover doesn't last forever. It's kind of like a Space Invader base thing that you're sort of creating for yourself. But it can, block a few shots here and there, which is always good. So, yeah. As you can see, the enemies themselves are using cover, and they've got a cute little animation as they press their backs up against the tables. I love the enemy design in this game, like the walking grenade there, and the type of bullet that the enemies are is reflective of their guns. So as you can see, we've got shotgun shells that have shotguns, and more traditional pistol bullets and revolver bullets and stuff. For that, I took a bullet there. I'm using the Marine character. There are a couple of different characters you can choose from. The Marine's predominant skill is he's wearing a helmet, and that takes a free shot for you. The health is up in the corner there. You might notice the health also it's two bullets crossed over each other to create a heart shape, which is just awesome. The whole bullet gun aesthetic here is they commit to it so strongly. If you see also in the corner under the health are blanks. Those are blank shots. When you press both the sticks on the controller, that makes all bullets on the screen disappear. So they're very useful. On the left underneath the blanks, you've got keys, which, as you can see, it's a little bullet with a key head on top of it. And next to that are empty bullet casings, which act as currency in the game. And, they fall out of enemies as you kill them. And I believe the footage, while I was talking over it, we did see a shop. There's a shop on every floor, and they can give you, health and new weapons and all that stuff. So that's good. And it's worth keeping in mind that health is... it's expensive to buy, all things told. And often worth it, because the game is not that generous with dropping health. This is... I would say this game is more generous than Nuclear Throne and less generous than The Binding of Isaac, if I were to, if comparisons are your thing. This is the Mega Dowser, contents under pressure. It's got that whole thing where it doesn't necessarily tell you what items and weapons do. The descriptions are sort of, they're vague and give you a clue as to what it is, although this weapon is pretty self-explanatory, the Mega Dowser. It is a water gun. Little water cannon there. The longer you hold it down, the longer the stream lasts. This is one of my very first... In fact, all of the footage I've got here is sort of my early experiences playing the game. So, and I still haven't had a great deal of time to get to grips with it, so there's still a lot of secrets to uncover. I've only just started, finding NPCs and things to unlock for the hub area of the game. So, here are 2 bosses. The Trigger Twins here. There we go, double tap. All the bosses have... The names are fantastic. I won't spoil the ones that are coming, but there's a couple that are coming, and they're again, it's that commitment to the puns and the guns, and the puns based on the guns. What I love about the Mega Dowser as well, this weapon, is the water that it leaves on the floor. Like, even though the game itself is clearly rocking that whole, Sprite A aesthetic, the whole retro look, they do not skimp on the effects and everything. There's a ton of visual information on the screen, and all the weapons behave differently, and some of them are a bit shit, and some of them are just a joy to use. I like the Mega Dowser. It's a little, it's not the best, not the easiest thing to aim. Oh, that was me using a blank just there. Tend to save it for bosses, because, that's where the real bullet hell style stuff comes in. So, yeah. The boss fights to date are cool, except for the Bullet King. He's a first floor boss that so far I have beaten him before, but it's always a slog. And he's such a fucking, when it comes to bullet hell, like he's the worst one I've seen so far. And of course I say this as someone who's not gotten that hugely far into the game yet, so I'm sure there are worse ones to deal with later on. It's just a first floory thing. You see you've got a dodge roll. The dodge roll can help you dodge through bullets, but if you land, the second you land on the floor, you're vulnerable again, and you can't just properly spam that thing. So you've got to time the dodge rolls really well. It's still something I'm trying to master. I try not to overuse it. If I can avoid, well, I didn't avoid a shot there. That was silly of me. If I can avoid using it, I will. Just because you never know when you might use it, and using it at the wrong time can see you take a hit you otherwise did not necessarily need to take. So I ran out of bullets here. One thing the game is generous on is ammo. Even though anything but your standard starting weapon takes ammo, and the ammo drops themselves are not hugely common. It takes a long time to actually get through your entire ammo base. You saw that when I picked up the Dowser to when I ran out of bullets for it. It lasted a damn long time. It's something I appreciate. Especially a game like this. You don't want to be running around hoping for fucking ammo. It's a game all about shooting guns. It's one of the reasons I had a problem with that fucking Resident Evil 6. They focus so much on guns more than any other game, but ammo was still fucking hard to come by. Can't stand games that do it. Unless you're an actual, game of resource management and taking things carefully. That was silly. I took a really silly shot there. Didn't need to take that damage. That was stupid on my part. So as you can see, all the weapons perform very differently from each other. There's a blank there, very nice. You can pick up there 2 by default refresh every floor, but you can pick up more as you go. So that's good. So, you should at least be using 2 per floor because they always come back. If you get any more, that's a little Brucey bonus for you. One of the joys, like the games I've been comparing this to, is encountering new enemies and seeing how they behave. They've all got their own unique little tricks and stuff. Like those blue ones in the previous room are kind of like rubber bullets, kind of, and they bounce into you and can fling you about. Which is very interesting. Oh yeah, teleporters. The game pushes it leans heavily on making things convenient for the player. It doesn't want you to just wander around a floor all the time getting lost or backtracking. So these little teleporters are regularly opened up throughout the map, and they just allow you to zip instantly from one end of a map to another, which I find very useful. I appreciate a game that respects its players' time like that. So few games do these bloody days. or indeed any days. Oh look, see? These are little sniper bullets, and they've got little sniper rifles. So fucking cute. Something tells me this game can make quite a bit of bank off merchandising if it so chooses to do so. Because I know for a fact I'll buy fucking cute little bullet toys and put them on like the Jimquisition podium or something. Those, by the way, the lead maidens, fucking hate them. That's what they're called. I know what they're called that because when you die in the game, you get the name of the enemy that killed you last. So I'm very well aware that they're called lead maidens. It was that big Iron Maiden-y thing that started the room with. As you would have seen, they shoot big fucking spear-like bullets out from themselves that then turn round and focus on you and fly towards you. They're bastards. But anyway, bought up a wind-up gun. You get all sorts of guns. I don't know why I just said that. That's someone looking to just have something to say. That worked very well. It's hard to do because, as I say, they love to shoot the barrels because they aim at you, and if you're behind an exploding barrel, they'll hit the exploding barrel. That was a bad dodge from me. But it is immensely satisfying when you can actually pull off kicking an exploding barrel towards an enemy and then shooting it. God, that was rough. That was rough stuff. There we go. See, the cubes, they're tough. You get more than one and they will just fucking... What I really should have done was swap back to my dowser there and pick up the ammo. The ammo will relate to any gun you pick up. So, would have been nice. This I fucking love. I fucking love this. It's called the Beer Holster. It's so fucking cool. I don't last long against him though, by the way. I'm kind of at the end of my rope. This is my first time fighting him and other excuses for not doing well. But the Beholder is one of my favourite fucking enemies from D&D. Like, it's just one of my favourite D&D monsters. I love everything about the Beholder. So to have one in this game and also with a great fucking name. Like, Beholster's so fucking good. I was... Even getting killed by it, I didn't mind. I had a big grin on my bloody face, just looking at it. So here's another character. This is the one I've been kind of maining. I've tried them all, and this one I just seem to get on with the most. This is the Convict, who has a little revolver, also starts with a sawn-off shotgun, and a petrol bomb that I always forget to use. So that's cool. But yes, this is the character I've been using the most and everything. Good starting weapon, and of course you get two starting weapons. One of which has its own ammo counter, but it's good in a pinch. Neither of them are fantastic, but it's nice to just have the extra options. So the sawn-off can, despite it being very low range, and not as good as your regular shotgun, in my experience, it can get you out of some situations. And there we are. That was me trying again to go for the kicking the barrel, but as you can see, they're pretty good at shooting the barrel before it gets to them. These books, these are bad news. But it's really inventive, the bullet patterns and the way things shoot at you. I really like how clever they make the firing patterns of each enemy. And these sorcerers, they teleport around and do funny shaped bullet arcs. It's all cool, it's all good. So just in the old shop again. Keep of the Lead Lord. Didn't realise they had names of the floors and stuff. That's interesting to know, isn't it? Yes, it is. Well, I'm getting ready for the weekend. I've had such a stressful week, I'll tell you that much. Might as well just talk shop for a bit. Really weird week. I've been medicating down the pub a lot this week, and sleep patterns have been off. Like, I think I mentioned on a video recently that I got up at 3 in the fucking morning. And this morning, decided, apparently, my brain decided, you know what? 3 was way too late in the day. Let's get up at 2 today. So I got up at fucking 2. I've had a bit of a kip again to just try and get some sleep back, but God. I think it's just, it's been a particularly stressful month, really. There's been a lot going on, and not just the obvious stuff, but a lot of work stuff that I've been taking, maybe been a bit too harsh on myself with regards to getting work done, so I've been pushing myself a little bit, and I think I'll take a little... I think this weekend I'm going to try and take it easy. I'll be putting some content up, but I'm going to not push myself so hard. I've got good content coming. Got a review of Miitomo that will probably be up before you see this. Oh, yeah, this will take a long time to render and stuff, and I've pretty much got the Miitomo review written. I've just got to add some pictures and format it. So that'll be up on the Gungeon website, and I took a silly shot there. And I'm going to do one of my remastered reviews for Lords of the Fallen, because that was re-released. I didn't even know that was re-released until I just saw it on the PlayStation Store and thought, well, fuck it, I'll buy that and give it a go. Just something to do, to think of Dark Souls when I'm not playing Dark Souls, isn't it? So that's been fun. That game was alright. That game was okay. It wasn't fantastically put together, and then it was so desperately trying to be Dark Souls, and it wasn't even hiding it. But you know, for all the criticism it could have had, it was fun in its own unique, special way. Well, it wasn't really unique because it was Dark Souls, but it was alright. The old Lords of the Fallen. I like doing the remastered reviews as well, because, you know, I did a lot of reviews for Destructor, I did a lot of reviews for The Escapist, but, you know, especially the ones I wrote for The Escapist, they weren't hugely read or really remarked upon. Hell, I was working at the... I talked about this many times when I was there. Even months into being reviews editor for The Escapist, people would ask, does The Escapist have reviews? They didn't know, you know, reviews began and ended in a lot of people's minds with 0 punctuation, which is fair enough, you know, because that was the major draw, and it was what people thought of when they thought of, I love this gun. You won't see this just yet, because the boss here is the Trigger Twins, so I've cut that out because you've already seen them, but that gun will show up a little later in this video. But yeah, the lowercase R, I fucking adore it. But anyway, the main point is one benefit of these constant re-releases that are coming out. All of the games that have been quote-unquote remastered or just brought out with DLC content gives me an excuse to bring back and repost some of the writing that may not have necessarily gotten read before. Or at least read to a degree that they will now, because the work I do now on the Gungeon it has a bigger audience than it did before, just as a natural result of just, you know, me having a bigger audience now than I used to. So that's cool. So this is a freezy gun. I hadn't quite worked out whether I was supposed to just shoot until they freeze and then switch to another gun to shatter, or if I could just keep firing the same gun. So I was never quite sure. But there you go. Anyway, this gives you a little look at the sawn off. It's the other starting weapon the convict gets, which isn't fantastic, but again, you know, it does the job in a pinch. And there are certain things, and you'll see this in the video, certain areas where you can sacrifice some guns to get others, and having the sawn off there's a good, it's a good reason to, ugh, God, I fucking hate this thing. It's a good one to sacrifice for some stuff. Yeah. So you can see these things are invincible until they open up. And of course when they open up, all the bullets come out. It's fucking horrible. And there we go, cell key. Now the cell key, we will see its use in this run. This is actually why I made sure to record this one, because it showed you what happens with a cell key. God, those enemies are cute though. They're fucking adorbs. But yeah, gonna have a good night tonight, I think. Have a nice Friday night. Have a nice fun weekend. And then I'll be rip-roaring on Monday. I'm aiming to do I'd like to do a positive Gungeon as well, if I can muster the happy thoughts to do so. It's been a while since I've had an upbeat episode of the show, and I just don't feel like miring in misery this week. I'm over it this week. Plus, we have had a good week with content on the channel in regards to, you know, quality games. You know, Enter the Gungeon, I mean, what, that's the fourth? I think it's the fourth gameplay video, or the fourth impressions video we've done in a row. That's a good game. This one, of course, not as surprising as the other ones, because it's already had a lot of positive attention, and digital, Devolver Digital, sorry, I almost said something else there. Devolver Digital are publishing it, which is generally a good sign that it's quality, because Devolver have a really good eye for these weird, gutsy little, spunky, there's a word that's not used enough, spunky little indie games. So this one isn't as surprising, but, you know, we've played No Thing, we've played Pixel, no, what was it, Bunker Busters? No, Bunker Punkers. No, Bunker Punks. Punk. Just talking bollocks now. Bunker Punks, which was that first-person shooter in early access, and we played A Wizard's Lizard, Soul Thief, which also was pretty damn good, and that's all led to here to Enter the Gungeon. So it's just been a nice, upbeat week on the channel, which has helped, as I said, because I've been, with as stressed as I've been lately, it's helped to just have some nice videos up that are just, it's all fun. Yep. I got myself a little Uzi there. Let's say, I mean, the shops they're not cheap. You know, we went in with over 100 bullets and we're leaving with 38. For just half a heart, it's 20 shell casings, or bullet casings, or whatever, and it's 30 for a full one. So you chew through that, your finances very quickly. It's actually why it's actually nice to get big rooms, because the smaller the rooms, the less cash you get. You know, a room like this, big and got a lot of enemies in it, nets you a fair bit of coinage. And I also appreciate, again, like in the same way I appreciate the teleporters, I appreciate that when the room is cleared, all of the money just zooms towards you. I appreciate that. Again, it just respects your time, and it respects the fact that you've earned stuff. Because someone commented when I complained about items on the floor flashing and disappearing. They said, "Oh, that means you don't like it when games are difficult." And I'm like, no, fuck off. I like it when games let me keep the rewards I fucking earned. And don't arbitrarily decide that they should only be on the floor for a few seconds if you don't rush and pick them up. Like, that doesn't add challenge to the game. That's just stiffing you. That's just annoying. You know, this game's plenty challenging without resorting to that. Dark Souls is plenty challenging without resorting to making items on the floor disappear. You can leave an item on the floor for fucking ever and come back and pick them up in Dark Souls. That doesn't make the game fucking easy, does it? Can't stand. I find it disrespectful of my time for games to do certain things. And there. This turned out to be a mistake, but I had to do it. Offer a blood sacrifice. As you can see, it took my max health down. In exchange for upgrading. Here we are. This is the Muncher. You put 2 weapons in it. So I put the snowballer in it because I wasn't sure how to use it yet, so fuck that. And then you can't do your starting weapon. I did try my luck just to make sure. Muncher doesn't want that gun. So fuck it, get rid of the sword off. Pop it in. So it's 2 weapons in exchange for 1 weapon, basically. So if you've got 2 weapons that you're not too fond of, lowercase R. Fucking love that gun. So yes, now we'll see the lowercase R in action, and it's such a joy. I do love it. So I don't think I've activated that ulti yet, in those mausoleum things. I've seen it a few times, but I don't think I've found a use for it. So there we are. The lowercase r is a gun that shoots the word, like the letters that make up the word bullet. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it, but the gun itself does go bullet, bullet, bullet as it shoots. It's I mean, not only is it a cute gimmicky weapon, it's pretty powerful. Rapid fire, easy to aim. It's just a... So far, I think it's my favourite weapon I've encountered. And there's still plenty to find as well as unlock. You know, there's ways to unlock new weapons in the game. So yeah. So far, my favourite. Could be superseded by something else later. There's that convenient fast travel system again. It's just good. Okay, yes. Right. God, I did capture a lot of footage, didn't I, huh? I mean, you've got the point of it already, but I just had to show off more of it. Which is a good sign for the game, you know. It speaks highly of it that there was footage that I just thought, like, I didn't want to throw any of it away, you know. I think Conrad feels the same way. Conrad Zimmerman, who I do Fist Shark with and who I do the spin-off Doctors with, he started up a new gameplay series and he's got like 6 Enter the Gungeon videos already. That was me taking damage because the way that dude was stood, for some reason, for that split second, I thought, is it some sort of NPC? And I just walked into it like a complete fucking boob. Considering my max health is down and now I'm 1 shot away from death, can you guess how well this run goes from here on out? If you guessed not very fucking well, you guessed correctly, my friend. You guessed fucking correctly. But, you know, I'm still persevering, doing my best. Because I didn't want this run to end, because it's my favourite fucking gun. But all good things must come to an end. Including this. And that's just life, isn't it? That is a metaphor for life. Eye of the Beholster. So you get a gun based on that boss that I like a lot. That's the use of the cell key. And it's an NPC. There are NPCs in the dungeon that you can unlock and use. Now these guys, they are in the hub, they call the breach, the hub before you enter the Gungeon, and you can use the special currency that you get from beating bosses. You can use that to order more weapons that will then appear randomly in the Gungeon. So that's cool. I love the boss introductions as well. The Gore Gun. Not as clever as the Beholster, but still cute. And I just love that intro of dipping onto the water and coming back with 2 fucking submachine guns. So yeah, it didn't last very long against the Gore Gun there at all. To be fair, I had one hit left, and yeah, didn't go well at all. So here is the last run I've got captured for you all today. We're starting again on floor 1. It goes up to floor 2. It doesn't end in a death, but I did end it there anyway. I haven't got any footage beyond floor 3. Beyond floor 2. Even though I've been on floor 3 and whatnot, but I just didn't capture any footage there. Which is a good thing, because this is already going to go on for what, 44, 45 fucking minutes, which is far too long for me to start yammering my fucking mouth off on my own. Trying to come up with things to say, I should say, because I'm clearly not coming up with interesting, thoughtful things to say. I just realised I've not thrown my Molotov at all in any of this video footage. I do remember to use it sometimes. It's actually a really useful little sub-weapon. That was silly. I was just asking to be shot in the head there. That was a ridiculously unnecessary shot I took. It's a big old room. You see there the bullet kicked over the table to create its own cover. And I'm never not charmed by like the animation of them like hunched behind that, looking almost nervous, hunched behind the table. It is a shame your own character doesn't do that when you press up against the table. At least not like I don't think you do. I think you just push the table along, which has its own benefits. Of course, you know, you could use it to move to a position without risking a shot. But I don't like to stay behind the cover too much. Obviously, you can't shoot through the cover. When you shoot the cover, you'll just damage it. I took another really silly shot there as well. But it happens, you know. Such is life. Such is life. I would have found this one interesting to test out the PS4 PC streaming sharing thing. But then I found out that the quality of that's utter shite, so fuck that. This is the Laser Lotus. Now this, while not as fun for me to use as the lowercase r, is arguably an objectively better weapon. It's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. So, don't have a key. I don't know why I tried my luck. And it did look like the lock was trying to stab at me with something. I don't know if you take damage if you stay by it or not, but there you go. God, it's fucking gorgeous. This weapon is beautiful. As you see, I quickly went to my sword off, not because I didn't like the gun, but because I'm like, yeah, I'm saving that gun for special occasions. That gun has some distinct uses, and it's not for the likes of just little scrub tier enemies. I'm alright with my sword off until I find something else. Kablooey! And I really like the environmental design's very nice. It's populated by so much stuff. You know, there's barrels and books and tables and so much stuff that can be cluttered and strewn about. I do believe the chandeliers that you can see, like you saw there, can be knocked off and they hit the ground and create burning on the floor. Densely packed with stuff, posters and portraits and things all over the walls. It's like clearly a lot of work went into just making this a richly detailed little world. Which I think is something that a lot of indie developers can forget. They run the risk of forgetting when they make their game, you know, pixely, sprite-y, retro looking. They don't realise that that's not an excuse to not put in effort with the art direction. Because of the lower graphical requirements, because it's not as taxing, it's not as demanding. That's an excuse to put more detail in, more animation, more just neat stuff in the environment. And a lot of them just think that, no, it should just stay simple. And I'm like, I don't think so. This game does it right, because this game uses the excuse of the less advanced graphics to create way more detailed and in-depth stuff. If I'm making sense. I realise at this point I've just been talking straight for half an hour, so I might be fucking rambling my head off at this point. But I think if you really, I mean, just look at that. The way those bullets just cut through those books, and there's still bits of paper fluttering down. Like, that's a level of extra, like, unnecessary almost animation, but just it makes the difference between something that looks basic and something that clearly looks like a damn load of effort's gone into it. You know, you don't need all these barrels and chests and things that can break when you walk on them. You don't technically need that. You don't need suits of armor that will fall apart, but it makes the world so much more dynamic, so much more interesting, so much more engaging. At least I think so. So there's the unfinished gun, which I decided to take. Still not sure what I think about the unfinished gun, but I feel like that was a good purchase all told. This, I haven't worked out what the deal is with that little green guy. It's clear he buys things from you. I don't know how to sell things to him yet. I'm sure I'll work it out. I'm sure it's something incredibly simple that I, like like an idiot, have failed to work out. But anyway, the unfinished gun just, it seems fairly standard, at least from my experience. It looks cool, has really cool little bullets. And that is the Bullet Idle Vengeful Spirit. So isn't that fun? You can pick up all sorts of passive items, and the active items are in the corner. So, again, hard not to draw comparisons with something like The Binding of Isaac because of that. And here's another boss. This one's fairly common. I think if you've seen any other Enter the Gungeon videos, you've probably seen this guy. And of course, if you've played it, you've doubtless seen him. This is wonderful. The Gatling Gull, Rapid Fire Raptor, which is exactly what it looks like. Although it is less of a gull and more of, well, a raven. And there's a good reason for that, because it's a reference in it. It is a somewhat more literal Vulcan raven from the popular video game series, The Metal Geared Solids. And took silly damage there, but just, I mean, look at what the laser's doing to his health. I mean, this boss can last much longer if you're using a dinkier weapon, but this laser is ridiculous. Bordering on fucking stupid. So that's the Gatling Gull down, and these are the credits. Those little green things, those are what you can use to buy more weapons outside of the Gungeon and have them dropped in the Gungeon. And this whole bit here, as you can see, if you played the original Metal Gear Solid, then you'll know that that's a cute reference to Vulcan Raven's death in the first MGS, as the birds fly down and cover the body and then fly away, and there you go. I just need to check the recording on this, because, yeah, okay, sorry if you're hearing mouse clicks and everything, but I did record an episode of the Spin-Off Doctors. It's our one for next Tuesday this morning, and we got an hour and a half into the recording, and then my recorder crashed, and we lost it all, and it was, I would say it was even funnier than the one we did on the Pokemon movie, and we lost it all. So we're going to have to re-record that Monday morning so that I can get it up on Tuesday. Very disappointed in it. Today is a day I committed to, having a more fun and productive day, and that's how the day started. So it's not gone great, but at least I've got a nice big chunky 44-minute odd Enter the Gungeon video. So we got some stuff going up. Double vision. I have used that before. It is what it sounds like. It doubles your bullets as they come out of your gun, your big old gun. So there's another cell. I'll need another cell key for that, which we do not currently have, as you can tell. Oh god, so tired with all this weird sleep pattern. Maybe I'll just spend most of the weekend just napping. Like some big, fat, ridiculous cat. God, that sounds fantastic, actually. Yeah, that sounds really neat. Just talking to myself at this point. Oh, I'm trying to think of any other interesting things I've got that I could talk to you about. Because, these pre-recorded ones were always a nice excuse to just do a little housekeeping, little admin, little casual chat at. But I think I have exhausted all of my boring, dull life for you lately. So there you go. We've got the full map now. Mapping, of course, always useful on a game like this. God damn, I fucking hate this thing. See, I cranked out the Laser Lotus for these because I'm not fucking around with a lead maiden. Not effing about with it. I'm manually cycling through weapons, but if you hold, you can slow down time and select things more conveniently, but I just haven't done that. So I've not done it. You'll just have to live with that. Another one of these mausoleum altars. Just giving a good look at the map, because of course it helps to have a map. And there's another thingy here. The only text is something offering, the rest is blank. You can't really do anything with it. Clearly these things have uses if you've got the right item, the right, you know, whatever it is you've got. But I don't, clearly, so I couldn't do anything with that also. You see the door at the bottom there with the red X on it? That's a door that can't be traversed through, you know, one way. Well, I mean, it's a one-way door. You've got to go round and find the long way round, and then it'll open up. So that's something. There's more information. These things, these were my first time fighting these things. They, I found them quite intimidating at first. Basically, little hot balls that shoot, littler hot balls. There's a lot of little hot balls in this room. And yeah, you see there, when you shoot them, they seem to turn into some sort of oil and fall on the ground and burn everything. Which is fun. I never did use the escape rope that I got at the end of the boss. So, don't know what it does. I'm assuming it lets you maybe just leave a room. Like maybe if a room's proving difficult or something, you can just... I mean, who knows what it does? I don't, because I haven't used it. So as you can see, this thing is powering up or otherwise buffing the other enemies. And that's another satisfying thing you can do. You know, they get knocked back with each shot, and as you saw with that little sorcerer dude, I pushed him and he fell off the ledge. But one thing that one issue I have with the game is sometimes the perspective, I'm taking silly damage now, the perspective makes it difficult, at least for me, to tell what's a floor and what's a wall sometimes, and I get a little bit thrown. That is, you know, possibly a personal problem, but sometimes I get a little bit confused and risk falling into a thing or thinking I'm getting cover from something. This is the blooper. It's a gun. God, why did I capture so much footage? See, it's Far Cry Primal all over again. So much of it. So much of it. And I've truly run out of things to say. 42 minutes in. Oh God, someone help. Someone help me. Now, the really good thing about this gun, though... Here we are, there's some content. The really good thing about this gun is just how far it knocks people back. I mean, look, the knockback on that is beautiful. So in a room like this, which is full of holes, like, I mean, that's just fantastic. You're just knocking everything into the fucking ground. And it's powerful as well, so... You know, chances are they don't... That was ridiculous. That's the thing about this game, of course, is... It only takes a quick series of mistakes before you can get proper fucked. So I was trying to knock these in, but they just wouldn't fall into the pits. So had to do them the old-fashioned way. Now, yeah, the blooper is a very useful gun. It's highly powerful, and it takes a long time to reload, but otherwise it is very powerful. Has some great knockback, and I mean, you know, it took that lead maiden down in seconds. But I am at 1 fucking heart, so that sucks. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I got 57 casings, so I think what I did there was the wisest option. I think that was a fairly smart move on my part before we go and face the boss. Oh shit. Well, apparently I don't face the boss right now. I'm going in this room. That's it, Jim. Remember what you fucking captured. I just love how far it pushes them back. Like, that's ridiculous. The game's very good at making you feel empowered. One other issue I do have that is the reloading thing. You don't auto-reload, you have to manually do it, which is fine, but you only do get that, like, little white bit of text that says reload, and if you're holding the fire button down, you then either have to press a reload button or let go of the fire button and press it again to get the reload going. Ammo Conda. Fucking love the names in this game. And that's been throwing me a little bit, because if you're just holding the weapon down, there's some precious seconds where you might be not firing at all, and when you could have been reloading, and it's a bit annoying. So yeah, again, like as with everything in this game, design-wise, like the boss design is brilliant. Simple as well, you know. It's a rock snake that's shooting bullets. Nevertheless, it just looks so fucking cool. It's a great little design. And I would not have survived this fight at all. Spoiler warning, I survived it. I would not have survived this fight at all without that laser lotus. Make no mistake. No skill or anything on my fucking part there. That was just having the right fucking weapon. And we got ourselves a key for the cell. So we can go do that. And then that's us wrapped up. So I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Blimey, it was over 45 minutes. God, this is going to take forever to upload. But anyway, that's a new NPC done. We're going to wrap up now. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had fun watching it. Enter the Gungeon. I'll have a review of this at some point next week. And until then, I'm just stretching this out until the video ends. I will see you next time.